Hello YouTube, CJ here. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to use Pivot. Now this is probably going to be one of the best tutorials on Pivot for beginners ever. If you already know how to use Pivot, this probably isn't really going to help you that much at all. Okay, but this is going to be for beginners. And I'm actually going to go through the most basic stuff that a normal person should be able to figure out. Anybody should be able to figure out this stuff by themselves. Well, at least some of it by themselves. But I'm going to be giving you tips on things that I use, on things I do, and you can see my animations aren't that good. But as a beginner, which I kind of am, this is actually going to help you out a lot because I have looked at many other videos and none of those videos have really helped me that much on how to learn Pivot at all, really. Okay, I think a few of them may have taught me how to do some things, how to do things that I really needed to know, but I am going to go through everything that I have been through that I wish I would have been able to know easier before, and everything. So literally starting off from scratch. Okay, so I'm just saying it's like I just opened up Pivot. This is what it'll look like, besides the fact that it might not be full screen for you, but you can just press the full screen button and it will be full screen. I think you can figure out how to do that much. Okay, and then so the first thing that I advise you to do is for you to go to options, and I hopefully can see it right here, but if you can't, you're gonna have to click edit, and then you're gonna have to click options, and you will be able to see this page. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what everything here is. First of all, the animation dimensions, that is this right here. That is how big that is. Whenever you will export your animation, it will be anywhere in these frames or in this small box right here. Okay, so I'm going to make that bigger, and for all my animations I've made, it's always been 1000 width and 600 height. Okay, that's what I always do, and I'm actually probably just gonna start using this. Show ahead show ahead on onion skins, because that's really useful. So now I'm going to show you what an onion skin is. Okay, so an onion skin is basically I'm going to add a frame. Okay, this is how you add a frame right here. You click that and it'll add a frame. It will add whatever you have in this box onto a frame, and you'll have it in your timeline up there. So there you go. Okay, so now you have one frame in your timeline. There you go. You can select that frame, but this is something I needed. I have to stress on you guys because it has screwed me up many times before. Whenever you clicked onto this box, if this is highlighted, if a frame up here is highlighted, that means that is a frame that you are editing. That means this in here is that frame that you're editing. So you're not making a new frame. This is a frame that you're editing. Okay, so if I do this, this is not going to be a new frame. Okay, this is the frame that is already on there, that is highlighted in blue, that I am editing. So if I do this, you'll see how this is what it was before. If I click add frame, boom, it changed. Okay, so you need to make sure that if you're trying to add a new frame, do not have a frame selected up here. I have done that many of times and it has screwed me up a lot. But if you do that, this is a great thing for you to know what to do. You can either click edit up here and click undo, which you won't be able to do if you clicked off the frame. So make sure you don't click off the frame if you realize you did that. And a great way to actually realize if you did that is if the onion skin right here, this is the onion skin. What this is actually where the last, or on whenever you're like adding a new frame, that is the frame of the last frame. Okay, so this is where the last frame was. Okay, and then so now this frame is going to be over here. So then I click add frame and it'll add it. Now just letting you know, whenever you have one of these blue or whenever you have one of the frames already selected, if you click add frame, it's not going to add a new frame. It's just going to get you onto the spot where you can add a new frame. Once it gets you onto that spot, you can do anything because it's a new frame, and you're not going to screw up your other frames. And then you can click add frame again and it'll actually add the frame. Okay, so there you go, you got that. Now you can delete frames. Why do I keep saying flames? Okay, you can delete frames by clicking them and then clicking the X up here. And do not click the X here. The X here is going to delete whatever you have selected, and in this case it's this guy right here. So I don't want to kill him. I don't want to do that. I just want to delete the frames. Which honestly, if you're going to delete the frame, it's most likely not going to be a big deal if you are going to delete him, because I mean, you're deleting the frame, that's going to delete him too. So, but this is how you delete the frame, okay? And then all the frames, if you deleted a previous frame, for the frame in front of that, you know, it's going to be kind of normal, okay? I think you can realize that. Now, just because you have this selected, if I click add frame, it's not going to add that frame again. It's going to add the latest frame, okay? That's how it works. Whenever you click add frame, whatever is right here is what it's going to add if you click it again, okay? Letting you guys know that. Now, how to select multiple frames is if you hold the control button on your keyboard and then click multiple ones of them, and then I could either copy them and paste them, or I could delete all of them, or however many you want, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's frames down, okay? So now, frame rate, okay? Frame rate. If you want, this is frame rate right here. Right here, you can hover over it. It says frame rate. This is your FPS. If you're just beginning, which if you gotten this far into the tutorial, you most likely don't know anything about Pivot or much about Pivot, but if you're a beginner, I advise not to change this at all. Don't mess with this, because 12.5 FPS is what I've always used. It's great. It's what I used when I begun. I think it's a good thing to use FPS at. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a running animation maybe in another video, or maybe at the end of this video. I don't know. But this is basically the stick man right here. The yellow thing in the center of him, that's what moves his entire body. It will move his entire body. And these are his joints. Now, something you can do with the joints is if you hold control and you try to move it while you're holding control, it is not locked in a certain size. It will do this. And sometimes, it doesn't always do this for me, and I don't know why, but sometimes if you go back to the original size that was at, it will like kind of clip in place, like snap into place until you like move it too far. But if you accidentally do that whenever you're trying to move it, something you can do is Control Z. Okay, there you go. Went back to how it originally was. I mess it up again. Control Z. Control Z. What the? That was Control X. Control Z. I kept pressing Control X. That's my bad. Okay, so if you accidentally screw something up, it will undo almost anything unless you've already saved it on the frame. But in this case, unless I clicked add a new frame, it would undo it no matter what, okay? So another thing that I have to advise for you is don't make stupid stuff like this, okay? Whenever you make something look like this, unless you're trying to make a guy that's supposed to look all broken and almost dead, and everything in him is broken, his body is broken, then yeah, I don't advise you making this, because this does not look right at all, okay? I don't know what you're trying to make with this, but if you're trying to make something like that, no, you go back to this. You don't break people's knees like this unless this is sometimes exceptional. Depends. If you want to try to get 3D with it, try to think how 3D would work, but try to make sure that this is something I always did whenever I begun. I would not do something broken like this. This looks really weird, okay? Maybe if it's in a certain stance like this, it might be okay, but when you're really just going like this, yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to take that as your arm is broken, okay? Maybe depends if you're holding on to something. Just try to make it look, use your judgment. Try not to make it look like everything's broken, unless you just got kicked in the back so hard by the most powerful creator or the most powerful stickman in the world or fighter in the world, and it's going to kill you, or a powerful one. I don't know. Sometimes in my animations I might do something like this because of somebody getting hit so hard and it just flies them back so far and they just go off the screen and you don't ever hear them again and they're dead, blah blah blah. Yeah, but if you want to undo that stuff, you can just hold Control Z even, and I'll go back to how it was originally, which I don't remember it like this, but oh yeah, it only goes back so much. You can only do it like, I don't know, maybe a max of 50 times. So yeah, that is the basics, but still gonna teach you some more. This right here is flipping, okay? This will flip your stickman back and forth, okay? And then this is the delete button. This will delete your stickman. Control Z. I don't actually want to do that. This will put him to the center. So if I put him off here, and this is actually a very useful tool for if you, let's say, drag him off screen on accident. Okay, so I'm still clicking and holding down, so this is not actually off screen. But if I clicked him off or got him off screen and I still have him selected, boom, I can put him back there. Or if, let's just say that some of his body is on screen, but some of it is not, because let's just say he's super tall, so I needed to put some of him off screen. Yeah, I can't bring him back. But another thing you could actually do is if you actually have him selected, you can also use the arrow keys to move him, but also make sure that you're not onto a joint, because if you hover over a joint, then it'll move that joint. But I didn't want to do that, so I'm going to put that back. So yeah, there you go. You can move him with the arrow keys as well, up, down, left, right, all of it works. You can hold it in. You don't have to click it. You can hold it in. It will go down. But yeah, if you want to get him back in the center, you can, where's it, center him. Okay, that's the thing that I found this tool, or that tool right there, really useful for. And then the other thing is that what else was the center good for? I don't remember. But oh yeah. So if you drag him off screen and you have multiple things on, and you selected this guy, and you don't know how you're gonna select this guy, or actually I might have actually no, I'm not able to do that. So you need to select that guy. If you hold control and then scroll with your scroll wheel, it'll actually go through them. Actually, you don't even need to hold control. Never mind. I thought you actually needed to hold control for that. But if you just scroll with your scroll wheel, you'll see this guy is currently deselected and the other guy that you can't see is selected. Now this guy's selected, so I'm just going to even show you. So the red means he is selected. So if I do this, it's going to put him in the middle. Now if I do this, so I scroll over to the other guy, and I click this, it's going to put him in the middle. So if you ever accidentally select onto another guy, you can remember, you can scroll over back to that first person and do that. Now, another thing you can do is this is layering right here. Okay, so let me just add another figure, and I'll actually change his color so you can see this. So this is the color tool right here. You can change your color to whatever you want. So I'm just going to do this in my case. So you can see this guy is actually behind this guy, but these two right here, this one on the left will make him go forward. This one on the right will make him go back, okay? So you can see that right now. So yeah, that's how you do that. And then this right here is copying and pasting them. You can also use Control C and Control V with this. So there you go. Now let's just delete these two. So this is how to select multiple ones of them, okay? So if you just click, it will just select them, but if you click and hold and then drag down, you can actually select like this. And the cool thing about this is that whenever you select like this, if you drag and hold, it will not deselect them. Okay, so you can see it's not deselecting them. And if you actually click nobody, then it also won't deselect. But if I click somebody, it'll deselect. But if I click and hold and select somebody, it will select. But here's the thing. Whenever you click and hold, it will not select these joints, okay? It will not select him unless you either click him, or you can click and drag and make this box thing go around his, or like the yellow thing or light blue thing of his like joints, okay? So right here, you can see if I try to do this, it's not going to select all of them, okay? You can see it's not making them all turn red. But if I do this, it's going to go over all of their joints and it's going to make them red. And this is, so yeah, wait, why is it? Okay, I guess that's kind of cool. I didn't know about that, but never mind. That's not even that important right there. Okay. Now, the next thing that you can do is the join tool. To be completely honest, I've never used it before. And I just figured out what it does. Okay, I guess that's cool. Okay, so what I just figured out what the join tool does, because I've never actually tried using it before. You can click join. So this guy is selected, so it's joining with this. Oh, okay, I just joined him with itself, which did nothing. So whatever you have selected, you can click join, and then you can click the figure. Oh, and apparently you can also, oh, that's actually really cool. I actually have to start using that, but it will actually join him with that figure so that he can't come off until you click it again. and you click where that figure was, and okay, that doesn't work. Maybe I click this one. There we go. Now it unjoins. Okay, so that's really cool. I didn't really know about that too much. I never tried that before. Now, just gonna delete all these guys, add a new one, make him a color because it's cool. Golden. Close enough to golden. I like it. Actually, I think this is more like a dark green color. So, you can this is a final thing that I advise you do. You don't have to do this. You can have a normal stickman, but you can hold, or you can actually click, instead of add figure, this is just going to add more of those guys in there. But if you click edit figure, which you might be wondering why I skipped this is why. This will bring this up. And whenever you actually get done editing him, you will have to click file, and you can save it so that you can open him up again, or you can click add to animation, okay? So, I'm going to make a new guy. So you can click this right here, and clicking that will allow you to make a new joint. So if I were to do this, now this guy has some more joints, and you'll see it's attached to them. I'm not going to go too far into editing this time. I'm just going to show you the very, very, very basics of it. So I'm just going to undo all this. Okay. Now, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to press this, and I'm going to make him a foot. Now, it might look like you want to do something like this or something like this. No, you want to make it as that tiny, like that tiny. You can try downloading it one offline or something, and you can press. That's not. Wait, what is that's? Oh, okay. Control Z. I've never actually tried using that before, but that's actually very helpful now that I think about it. So yeah, you can press this right here, and this will duplicate it. I don't want it. Can I get rid of it? Well, I guess I'll just do this. So yeah, you can also make him have hands. I don't do that in my animations, but you can make him have hands. But now I'm going to add him to the animation. I'm going to call him Stickman V2. You can't have something that's already in the animation or as the same name, so I can't name him as default. Okay, so there we go. I have Stickman V2. So now whenever I click add figure, it's not going to only prompt me with adding, it's not going to only prompt me with adding that guy. It's just going to, it's actually going to prompt me with the Stickman V2. Okay? And if you actually stretch them out and stuff and then try to add it, it doesn't make a difference. If you try to edit it, it's just going to be how this is. But actually, I just got him in kind of a weird thing. It actually looks kind of 3D there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, something I try to do in a lot of my animations is try to make things look 3D. It makes them look a lot better. I think you can agree this actually does look kind of cool, or better than normal. If I were to add a ground that was more 3D and I actually knew how to make depth and layering in art, that would be great, but I don't know how to do that. I'm horrible at making art. If you look at all my animations, this is what I actually do to make the ground. I click edit, I delete everything, I hold control and make this a little bit longer. So if you remember, if you hold control and then drag the red things, and then I actually look right here and make sure that the angle is 90, I just put it wherever I want, add to animation, name it floor, and then I'll drag this down to the bottom or wherever I want. If I'm trying to make it look like I'm on a building, I'll put it up higher. But I'll generally just put it down here. And I'll try to make sure that there's, like, if you look closely, you can actually see how there's, like, little, like, right here and right there and right there and right there. There's little, like, bumps. I try to flatten that out and make that straight. Then I put my guy on it. So this looks kind of cool. I'm not going to, well, I guess I'm going to have to ruin it. But yeah, this is basically my guy Stretchy right here, okay? Except Stretchy isn't supposed to have feet, so makes him a little bit weird. The main reason that I made Stretchy not have feet is because of this, okay? That's not look like a foot. That looks like another joint, okay? Other things, like, I mean, I guess you can't really tell that this is a neck or this is another part of his torso, but whenever you have a foot and it stretches like this, I mean, legs, arms, those are kind of different things, but neck and body and hands, stuff like that. I make Stretchy as basic as possible because that's supposed to be his character. He's not supposed to be some giant really cool guy. He's supposed to kind of actually be, he's meant to be kind of like a monster. That's how I portrayed him, okay? That's not, so I didn't make him like a normal stick figure like I normally would. I made him very different than I would make normal stick figures, which is actually a default stick figure. And that's all he is, just like this. So that's how I made Stretchy. There you go. There's some story behind it. Just go something like this. Make him go like this. Make him look really weird, messed up. And if you actually looked in my video and paid close attention, he got a lot more limbs. If you didn't really understand that, what was supposed to happen is that his ability is to absorb things. So he absorbed a guy. I actually don't know why I don't have Stick V2. Oh yeah, whenever you delete it and it's completely not in anything, it will prompt you if you want to delete it. I guess I said yes. Don't know why I did that. But what was meant to happen is that he grabs the guy, the guy gets split in half, and then all the joints from the guy goes into him. So he has extra joints besides he actually got the lower torso. So he got 4 joints, I think. I might have given him 5, I don't know. I don't remember. I can actually open up that animation and show you how I made things really quickly. I'll actually show you that. This is like the unfinished version. This is the finished version. So yeah, here it is. Just gonna play it out. I was really lazy on this part, so I actually just copied and pasted it because I needed fillers. But if you look at it, whenever you actually look at my animation, it looks a lot different from when it actually just plays out. You can actually see what's going on, and that's the problem that I got caught in. I felt like the animation was going to be slow and dramatic. It was not like that at all. Like, if you look at this, whenever you watch the animation, could you tell that he grabbed on, or if you did, got pulled up and then punched him? And you see that look 4 frames. That should be plenty of time for you to be able to just to see that. But nope. I couldn't see it. I don't think anyone else could. And then so he ran away because he got punched. That's what was supposed to happen. He's kind of a monster, he's weak. And then like on this, he gets hit back. It looks like the entire time that his feet was on the ground on the animation. But on this, it's completely different, okay? So now I'm just giving you background knowledge. And then he throws this guy in. It's just a lot of the things I feel like it would be so much more obvious, but it's not. I mean, if you look at this, so he has the guy that ran over there. He throws him at him, and he actually gets split in half because of the force. And then I do think I could have made this a lot slower. He instantly goes up in the air with the lower torso, comes up, and whenever he comes back, this is what happens to him. He's kind of like an Amalgate from Undertale, okay? So now that he's like this, he is very powerful. I actually thought I made a very good fight scene here. If you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then whenever I actually look at that, I can understand why that'd be so short. And so now he's going everywhere, getting hit. And this goes so much faster than I thought it would. And then if you actually look what happens here, he got caught in between there and got trapped. And he was going to get squished, but I mean, he's obviously way too strong to do that. Then the guy, or Stretchy, releases him, and he wasn't expecting it, so he pushed himself out. And then what actually happens here is that he hits the ground, and from the force of hitting the ground, he bounces back up. And then he gets hit. And then he gets hit again. Wait, why is that? Oh, yeah, he gets hit and then pulled over and then stopped, and the force is supposed to hurt a lot. And then thrown to the ground and gets hit again. And this is a very powerful, or supposed to be a very powerful hit. And then So he tries to hit him again, but he jumps up. He tries to hit him again, but he jumps up again. He tries to hit him. Wait, how did I? Oh, wasn't trying to hit him there. He was just moving his arms. And then tries to hit him again. Moves. Okay, I went too far. Where am I? Okay. Tries to hit him again. Tries to hit him again. Just keeps missing. And now if you look at him, he's kind of all tangled up. Can't do anything. And he falls to the ground. And then I was too lazy to make everything go over, so I just made a black screen. Comes back, shoots the gun, blah, blah, blah. This guy meant to be a time stopper. You can't see him stopping time at first because he's not doing that to the camera. But now he's actually stopping time. But Metal is super fast, has very fast reflexes. Now he moves over and gets crushed. And then over here, all of them who are still alive come back to try to save Dr. Tesla, which is that guy, which is Metal's creator, gets thrown down, blah, blah, blah. You can see all the frames. Boom. And then, as the little teasers, Purple, which his name is now Tesla, comes back and finds the first guy that got killed, or not necessarily killed, but look here, Tesla comes over. Oh. I didn't look at that. This is the guy Tesla found. This is the guy that Metal killed. Yeah, that's okay. I screwed up royally. I really did screw up on that, but never mind that. So now that I actually have the animation done and everything, I can just screw up things. So yeah, this is how my guys are made. This is how I do everything. I've went through step-by-step instructions on how to do everything. The last thing that I need to show you how to do is export, which first of all, save. Always save. Save as. I always do save as. I should probably do save sometimes, but I always do save as. I'll click them, do whatever. And then export. Export the animation. And you can put it on your desktop. Always do .gif. And I will be doing a tutorial soon. If you do an animation that I think is like above 700 frames, like that's as big as my animation, then .gifs will not work sometimes, and I don't know why it does that. But I have found a fix to it. There's like this thing that's like, it's called like no lag RF, I think it's called, and it's like a type of software. It's like an encoding software. And I guess, at least for me, I couldn't figure out how to get Pivot to start using it. But whenever I just tried exporting it after I did that, it worked just fine. So I don't know exactly how that works. All I know is that it actually allowed me to do it. But .gifs, always do .gifs. I mean, separate images. I mean, if you... I don't advise that. I've never even tried to do separate images, because if I tried to do separate images from this, I literally wouldn't have a desktop anymore, because it would flood my desktop with over 600 images. Let's see exactly. It would flood my desktop with 822 images, so don't do that. And the AVI is like a video thing. It's the same thing as MP3, basically, just worse quality, I'm pretty sure. And it has a way worse quality than a .gif. So do .gif. .gifs are where everything's at right now. Okay, that's like the best thing to do. But I'm gonna end this video here. Sorry for rambling on about how good my animations are. I'm sorry. It's just too true to not talk about. But I really should have done my animation better. But yeah, so I'll be teaching you guys things like running animations and all that in the next video, which is probably going to come out in the next couple of minutes. Bye.